I'm a prisoner of this hill, searching for a way to get back up again. I'm killing for a thrill, I'm killing for a way back to Elysium. All the lights are dimming thin, the secret's almost out, the fires are fizzling, the jury's out and the fall is coming. And you should hear me now, the all familiar sound when your face is sitting round, 'cause the only way is down. And I'm just high enough to see it from above, but it always comes back round when the only way is down. The only way is down. The only way is down. These leeches are a sin, sucking dry my heart to feed the lies I'm in. You're an addiction I can't kick, an affliction of a life that I once lived. And you should hear me now, the all familiar sound when your face is sitting round, 'cause the only way is down. And I'm just high enough to see it from above, but it always comes back round when the only way is down. The only way is down. The only way is down. How am I gonna get back up if the only way is down? The only way is down. The only way is down. How am I gonna get back up? Stay low. Stay down. And there be bullets firing overhead, and they won't stop till we are dead. And give in, that's what you said. 'Cause you're stepping on my heart again, and one of these days I'ma let you in. You should hear me now, an all familiar sound when your face is sitting ground, 'cause the only way is down. And I'm just high enough to see it from above, but it always comes back round when the only way is down. The only way is down. The only way is down. How am I gonna get back up? The only way is down. The only way is down. How am I gonna get back up?
Welcome to Trucker Talk Live, where we hear from you, the hard-working men and women of the highway. Now, here's your host, Brittany Richardson.
Hey guys, welcome to Trucker Talk Live. Hopefully my audio is a little bit louder tonight. I know last night it was up and down, so we have cranked it up full blast. So let's see if I break some windows with my voice. Hopefully not. We have an exciting show tonight. I have a guest, which I'll announce here in a minute. He owns a trucking company. He's a YouTuber. We're going to talk about owning your own company. And is this a good time tonight? A good time in general to start a company. But first off, I wanted to make a couple of announcements. And that is, one, I am getting back on the road as of tomorrow. I know a lot of you guys are excited to see some of those trucking vlogs. So I will be back taking my first load tomorrow. off from this Fueling Our Heroes project. And because of that, my schedule is going to be flip-flopped a bit. So we're probably going to be doing Trucker Talk Live on Saturday nights here on out. And then as far as on-air live, we'll probably go to a recorded format just so that if I have to work a 6-day rotation or something like that to help out and make sure the stores keep their products. So, like, to be honest, the thing that I love about being lease purchase is we have the option to work when we want. But at the same time, when there's a need, like, I step up and take care of it. Like, that's just the type of person I am. So anyway, be sure to watch the platforms because we're going to make announcements here in the next few days as far as rescheduling goes. Also, if you guys have ever wanted to be a YouTube star, I have started a new group on Facebook. Let me put it on the screen here. It is called American Truckers Casting Call. And what I'm hoping to do is create an interactive program with not only my trucking vlog, but the vlogs of other drivers across the country. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever seen Live PD, how they patch into like different police departments and what's going on with them. I thought, how cool would it be to be able to take excerpts from the lives of different truck drivers, men and women across the country, and everything that we experience. And so if you guys want to get involved with that, all the legal stuff is taken care of as far as the approval process goes, answering the initial questions to join the group. Then all you do is post any videos that you guys have through the week. I will go through those and there will be a chance they may be used on American Truckers. Also, any videos that we use from that group, we're willing to plug your channel. So if you're a new YouTuber and want to get your name out there, here's your chance. Start sharing videos on the group and we will plug you every time we use you on an episode. So it's win-win for everybody. Anyway, without further ado, you may have heard of him. His name is Trucker Styles Shawn, if I can get that right. I always seem to see it backwards. He owns his own trucking company. He's down in Florida. He has grown to a small army of trucks, literally. And I'm so impressed with everything he has done. So I welcome Trucker Shawn, Trucker Styles Shawn to Trucker Talk Live. You are on the air.
What's going on, Britt?
Oh, a little bit of anything and everything. By the way, guys, I just heard from Sadie. I won't say where she's at, but I can tell you it is downpouring. If you guys have been following our social media, he and Shawn were just talking about the weather. He's had storms down there. Our other guest that was supposed to be on, Amber, her power's out. She's on the East Coast. Like, everybody's getting hit with storms. It's kind of crazy.
Gotta love the weather during a pandemic.
I know, right? And then you got the pandemic. You have so many things going on. Like, it's crazy time. Well, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, your YouTube channel, kind of what you do?
All right. Like Brittany said, I am Trucker Style Shawn. I have a YouTube channel that's mainly just about trucking, about getting your start at being an owner-operator or even as a company driver, and just my past experiences and my little tips and repairs and things that I wish I would have known when I first started or things I've learned along the way. Plain
That's
and
awesome. That is awesome. How long have you owned your own? Well, first of all, how long have you been driving a semi-truck?
I got my CDL the day I turned 18, and I ran just local here in Florida. And the day I turned 21, I went over the road.
Oh, awesome. So How many years back is that? You don't look very old.
I am 30.
Oh, wow. We're not too far apart.
Yeah, I started my own company. What year was that? 2000 and think 2014, 2015.
Okay, so it's been a few years.
Oh yeah.
So for those wanting to start their own trucking company, or maybe who have been on the fence about starting their own company, was it hard to do, or did it just kind of build over time, come together sort of thing, or
Well,
like
I
how
did
easy
mine
was
in
it to do this?
stages. I did the whole company driver route just so I could learn basically the basics. And while I was still a company driver, I paid attention to how much fuel the truck was using, what kind of mileage I was getting, what kind of routes I was getting. I was always asking for the gross pay of what the loads were actually paying. That way I knew that if I were to get my own truck, I would know exactly how much my truck would be making, how much expenses would be going out, and making sure everything was feasible even before I bought my first truck.
Mm-hmm.
And then I took the step, I bought my truck, and I contracted with a company I was already working for about 2 years. I knew how they operated. I knew how they ran. All the numbers looked good. I still stayed on the same accounts I was running as a company driver. And I ran like that for about a year. Paid off my first truck and bought a second truck. Contracted that on as well. Ran for a while. Got the second truck paid off in about 6 months. And then from there, started buying all the trucks cash and just kept adding trucks on.
That is so awesome. So what was that decision like when you paid your first truck off and you were deciding whether to add more trucks and where to go with this thing? Was it like a huge decision, or was it like, oh my God, I can do this thing? Like, what was going through your minds?
Mainly was, all right, if my second truck runs like I do, and after paying the driver and all expenses of the trucks, what will be left behind? And is that a big enough margin for me to keep operating as a business with potential to grow?
Mm-hmm.
And the numbers were there, so I decided to go for it.
That is so awesome. So do you think the way to go, like, I guess I should ask this. When you added your second truck, you said it took you like 6 months to get paid off. How did you pay the second truck off so fast?
I basically used both trucks running to pay one truck off.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
Because once you have that truck note, you can do anything, go anywhere, and you don't have that dark cloud above your head at any time. If I have a catastrophic breakdown, will I be able to fix it, and on top of that, still pay for the truck? It's
Got
just
you.
I like things nice, simple. As long as if you own it outright, no one can take it. It doesn't matter how long it sits or how long it might take for you to fix it at that point.
That is so true. That's the thing that trips me up. Like, that's the thing that one of the things that I was worried about, even doing lease purchase, was how complicated it's going to be, because I like things simple. Like, I like to streamline things, and anything I do in business, people will probably notice, it's all streamlined. It's like put together. We can hit 3 things at one time, and Yep. I like that simplicity. And I've always wondered, as a lease purchase driver and getting closer to owner op status, like, I'm so excited. I'm watching the amount go down on this truck that I owe. I've already paid like $35,000-$40,000 on this truck. So I'm so excited, like, seeing it get paid down. But I've always worried,
What's
like,
funny
how
is
complicated
what you
is
paid
it?
on the truck. I could have probably bought about 3 trucks for that already.
Oh my God. Doing them used.
Oh yeah, I won't buy anything newer than an '07.
I have to ask. Okay, so I see you like working on the trucks when they break down and you're like all in, right? And I think it's awesome. But for like a woman, like for me on the road, would you recommend doing the used thing? Do you think, because like I know myself, I wouldn't want to, some women might, but I wouldn't want to wrestle with a 1,500-pound transmission.
Yeah, that was fun this week.
Yeah, what happened? Why don't you go ahead and share what happened with that? I was watching one of your videos. You almost killed your partner.
Yeah, my buddy Kevin, the transmission jack broke as soon as we dropped the transmission out of the truck. It fell forward and came inches from catching his arm.
Oh my God.
But yeah, on that one and everything, we pulled the clutch out. Turns out that was the original clutch on the truck after 1.4 million miles. Still the original clutch, flywheel, everything.
Wow.
Yeah, I got the truck with just over 200,000 miles on it, and yeah, still engine's never been opened. I pulled the front cover off. I originally thought I was going to end up having to do a timing cover gasket, but turns out it was just the front main seal. And once I pulled the harmonic balancer off, you saw an active leak. I was like, all right, well, this is going to save me about 8 hours of labor right here. So
yeah, no kidding.
Ended up just changing the front main seal, rear main seal, pulled the transmission, and then when I'm putting everything back together, after pressure washing my air tanks, there was a hole in one of the air tanks.
Oh, no.
So I go to start the truck up, and air is just pouring out of one of the tanks. It's not filling up. And I go to weld it, and then I ran out of argon, so couldn't weld it. So I called up International. They close in 20 minutes. I'm like, all right, I need an air tank now. They're like, all right, well, we have one left in stock. It's $500. I was like, I'll take it. I don't feel like dealing with the other one. So I went, drove up, bought another air tank, put it in, then drove back to the house and spent some time with the family.
Oh, wow. So between truck driving and repairs, how many hours a week do you think you put into this?
Oh, it's a full-time job, 24/7. I got to be available at any hour of the day and night just in case the driver calls. And I got to be ready to just hop in the truck, either go rescue a load, go change a tire out on the side of the road, change a blown out airbag. What was it, 2 weeks ago, I had 2 trucks that had accidents. One truck was totaled. Another truck, he ended up hitting the guardrail, so I had to have that towed. But it's a full-time job. You got to be available at any given time, any given minute.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was going to ask you, as far as somebody who's thinking about starting their own company, adding a second truck and third or fourth and so forth, even thinking about buying a used truck, maybe for their first truck, would you say if you go the used route, do you think you pretty well need to be hands-on as far as the mechanical stuff goes?
Oh yeah, if you're gonna buy a used truck, you need to at least know some general knowledge on mechanics. Me, I'm lucky. I went into it and I went to school for it because I always knew I wanted to own my own fleet. I wanted to own a trucking company. So I set myself up for what I wanted to do in the future.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I can see the benefit. Like I can see a big benefit to buying used, getting a better rate. And actually, that leads me to a question I had for you. Seeing how the freight rates are right now, I know at least a few weeks ago, the truck prices for those used trucks dropped down to next to nothing. And I know I
bought 4 trucks last week alone.
Oh my God, that's awesome. I was going to ask you that because to me, with a business mindset, like I would think this would be the perfect time to increase your fleet, make those deals, or maybe even start a trucking company just because you can buy low and when things go back up, you're going to be set.
Exactly. Like right now is the time to buy the truck but not necessarily time to start your company. Because as of right now, as if you didn't already have some contracts set up, it'll be very hard to get started in the industry at this moment. But if you have the extra money to get the truck and you have somewhere to store it, now is definitely the time to buy one.
Yeah, and maybe if there's some minor, I was thinking, I don't know, but I was thinking maybe even if there was some minor repairs or upgrades that needed done to a used truck that you could get a really good deal on. Now would also be the time, if you have that knowledge, to go ahead and get that truck and get it fixed up and kind of get it prepped and ready.
Oh, exactly. Like right now, there companies like L&L distributors, they're actually giving breaks on parts right now, and you can get your parts at almost at a discounted rate. Like everything I got to fix my truck, normally parts alone would have been over $3,000, and I'm into the full repairs, transmission, everything, front end, air dryer, all the new sensors, everything. I'm in it under $2,000.
Oh wow!
And yeah. So
wow,
right
awesome.
now is definitely the time. That and Amazon, like most people wouldn't realize it. I order a lot of my truck parts on Amazon because they're a fraction of the price of going most of the other places. Me, I'll never buy parts really at a dealership just because the markups are ridiculous. So if you are going to have your own company and you're going to be able to, like, you already know if you have older brake chambers that are starting to get rusted or anything like that, you can always have them already aside, change them out at any given time. Airbags, you want to keep an extra airbag because say you blow it out on the side of the road, it's 2 bolts and then one air pass washer. It's not rocket science to change it out on the side of the road. Anyone can do it, really. So just having those things available in your side box is kind of a no-brainer if you're an owner-operator. Because to have a roadside guy come out, say, in the middle of the night, I mean, that's an instant $1,000 regardless just for them to come out. And it's something you can do, have it changed out before the roadside guy would even have made it to you. And you're back up and running.
Got you.
Like I keep a starter, alternator, spare belts. I have airbag. I have a torque rod. Let's see. U-joints is another thing I always keep on hand with extra shackles. Just little things, and a lot of nuts and bolts. Because if anything ever vibrates loose, I mean, if you're in a pinch, you can always just make it work to get where you need to go.
That makes sense. Yeah, I've always said, and on the small scale even, I've had company drivers tell me, you know, I've mentioned always keep spare parts, keep extra glad hand seals. I mean, just the basics as even a company driver, right? And I've had company drivers actually tell me, well, that's what roadside assistance is for. I'm like, are you serious? Are you kidding me right now? Those things are like 10 cents a pop. Get you a pack of glad hand seals. Carry some extra parts on that truck. That way you're not losing 2 or 3 hours on your load. I mean, that could cost you an entire load the next day because you're out of position.
Exactly.
And I can imagine that need only increases as your responsibility increases with owning your own truck.
Oh, yeah. It definitely does. I mean, you always got to have spare parts on hand. I mean, like I said before, you never know what's going to happen. It's better to be ahead of it than be stuck on the side of the road waiting on someone that can be bringing you shady parts.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So for somebody thinking of ultimately wanting to get their first truck, pay it off, get a second truck, start their own company, what kind of investment do you think they're going to need? Like, do they need a lot of credit? Do they need a lot of capital up front to get started? Or is that something you can just kind of work your way into with creative loans, that sort of thing?
Me personally, I advise against financing a truck. That's just my personal opinion. If you can buy the truck either outright, and I'm talking like starting small, because say you buy a $10,000 truck, run that for a couple of months, you should already have made that back, say three to four times. And at that point, you can use that truck to trade it in on another truck where you actually have a good value and money to put down to get the truck you actually want.
Oh, that's a good
if that
point.
makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And that way you can actually learn what it's like to have an older truck, so that way you can respect the newer truck that you have that much more.
That's so true. I definitely respect the truck I have. Of course, I'm making payments. It's always, the thing is, it is always more expensive to make payments on something, you know, and I got to give RTI credit. Like, they have an awesome lease purchase program, but no matter how you cut it, I mean, there's always going to be fees. There's always going to be interest. There's always going to be, you know, it's going to cost more. And so I don't think a lot of people think of this other way of doing it, where, I mean, what you said makes sense. Buy cheap, get something that runs for a few months, even if you only get a few months out of it. Hey, you can build up that capital and get your next truck.
One of the trucks I bought last week only cost me $2,400. It's a 95 Volvo. It's a tandem axle with a coffin sleeper, and it's got a C13 cat in it. Runs great. All it needed was an air dryer. I had to have a key made for it, which I had the mobile locksmith come out and make a key for me on the spot. And all I've done for that truck was put an air dryer on it, 3 tires on it, and I already have a driver in it running right now. And it's paid for itself in less than a week.
That is so awesome. Have you had any problem finding drivers, or have they come pretty easily?
I mean, I'll put an ad out normally on a couple of sites, or I'll put it on Facebook, just that I'm looking for drivers. But the hardest part is finding, for at least where I live, is finding someone that can pass a drug test. I mean, if you watch one of my older videos, I had a guy took the drug test and everything, failed for cocaine, and he was all mad. And I'm asking, I was like, all right, well, if it's false, then I'll pay to have a retest done. But as it sits right now, it's showing you have a positive for cocaine. He was like, man, it wasn't even my pee.
What?
I was like, what? So his uncle gave him his urine, which I guess he just found out his uncle does cocaine. So.
Oh, wonderful. So he was probably on something like marijuana, and he's like, I'm gonna pass it off to my uncle.
Exactly. He said the whole reason he didn't use his is because he has his medical card.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So.
That is crazy. Huge red flags. But some of these guys, I'm thankful for that with some of these guys, because they do themselves in and do you a favor not to get caught up in all of that.
Exactly. To say they have an accident, they test positive, I mean, that's like my company on the line right there.
Mm-hmm. No kidding.
And ultimately, it all falls back on my company.
Mm-hmm. Definitely, that's so true. I'm going to go ahead and put the number up on the screen. If anybody wants to call in, has some questions about starting your own trucking company. If I can find our ticker here. I just found your picture. I just put you up on the screen. So this is Trucker Style Shawn. This is what he looks like. He's got his hat on. I think this is a screenshot from his video where he was working on that truck. So it was an interesting video.
Yeah, I still run my original truck, the first one I bought, so that's my baby. She's done me right, so that's the one I always run.
That is awesome. If you guys want to call in, the number is 1-800-395-1576. That's 1-800-395-1576. 1576. And feel free to call in, talk about anything in the trucking world, but especially if you have any questions as far as owner-op goes or starting your own company, feel free to call in. So how many miles does that original truck have on it now?
I have just over 1.4 million.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah, it's all in how you take care of them.
That is so true. Are you ever going to be able to get rid of that truck? Or is that going to be one like, I don't want to part with?
That's my baby.
I kind of figure.
I mean, this is the truck I taught my daughter how to drive in. So, if anything, when I so-called retire, I'll probably just let her run it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So she still wants to get into truck driving then?
Oh yeah. Yeah, if you see some of my past like Facebook Live videos, I'll have her out on the truck with me. We'll go run some local routes. Listen to a lot of Disney songs. You know how it goes.
I definitely do. We need more women truckers on the road. We need more of us out here.
My women drivers are better than my men, to be honest with you.
That's awesome.
They work twice as hard and don't complain nearly as much.
Oh my God, that is so funny. A lot of guys can be drama queens. No, I didn't say that.
Oh, I know.
So, as far as starting your own company, oh, hang on a second. We do have a caller coming in. Let me go ahead and patch our first caller in.
Danny, Expediting Land host.
To accept this call, press 1. To send the caller...
Expediting Land. I think this is the first time I'm ever going to talk to you on the phone. You are on the air live.
Brittany, it is an absolute pleasure. I'm so excited to be able to talk to you finally. It's awesome.
I know. We have missed each other, like, so close, so many times over the road, too.
I know. It is like, okay, she's here, point A. I just picked up a point B. Got to head out. Oh, daggone it.
So how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good, Brittany. I just want to say that I absolutely been following you about a year on YouTube, and you got an absolute positive videos to inform new drivers and what's actually going on out here and all these things. And back when I started my channel, the reason why I started it out was because I came across a lady that was driving for a very well-known expedite company who was struggling big time. Mm-hmm. Came out of a Class 8 truck, and she was struggling really, really bad. And I met her at a Walmart lot. She was, in really bad shape. So over the years, I got 13 years experience total in A and B trucks, mainly expediting. So I thought, how can I help individuals to get an insight when it can, as far as a company driver or a contractor standpoint, not an owner-operator level, but I may be there soon. Thank you. Yeah, but anyway, I decided to put information out there that people that are like transitioning into expediting has no clue what to expect. And it does happen. You get on with a shady owner with a contractor, and you can go 3, maybe 4 weeks without getting paid. And that happens. Oh, and, wow. and it just, I was in a position too. I lost everything at the time. And there's a lot of good people to drive for, yes. But there is, when you're new, you're vulnerable. And this lady was in her 60s. She was, I had no money. The poor lady, was a grandmother, and she had a family to take care of back home. So I got all her bill of lading. She was executing her deliveries and pickups, doing her job, and I couldn't figure out why she wasn't getting paid, and I asked her, would you like me to assist you? And with tears coming down, she goes, absolutely, sir. I need some help. So, long story short, that's why I started this channel. So if people coming in the expediting business, it's like a very unpredictable, challenging category in trucking industry. If that makes sense. I mean, trucking in general is challenging, but it's a cool industry. I love it.
Definitely.
So that's why I started it, because my heart went out to her, and that's why I started it.
That is so awesome. What is your channel name? Is it Expediting Land on YouTube?
Yes, ma'am. It's Expediting Land. I was just, when I first started it and you responded, and I owe you an apology because last year when I started it and I said I was trying to get apparel up, I was so excited. I was like, oh my God, oh. As a new YouTuber, you try to get apparel up and all this, but I haven't got that up yet and running. So I'm still trying to build. So, but I haven't had that chance to get the apparel up yet. So as I started and continued with the basic advice, videos, all the trucking companies I love, including yours with the road vlogs and all, I was like, well, let's see how it will do if I started doing music videos. And I was like, I'm not the top singer. I'm not the worst thing. I just wanted to do something different to entertain, just to see for fun, like I'm on a 10-hour, 34-hour restart, and, people started liking it. I do, doing rock and roll cover songs and whatever, country, little hip hop or pop or music and, stuff like that, just to entertain for something different. And I started getting cool responses, so it's continued it.
That's awesome. I may end up contacting you for a song because I had an interview, right? And it was for this blog thing. And this guy who's been in the trucking industry for a long time, he told me about this song. I've heard it before, but it's been a long time. I'm not a big 80s listener, just some music. But there was this song, Pretty in Pink, in the 80s, right? And he actually contacted me after the interview, and he said, oh my God, I've rewritten this song for you. And I've written it for Brittany in Pink with all new lyrics. We just need to find somebody to sing it and play it. So, oh my God, I may be contacting you.
Well, I would love to do that, Brittany. That would be awesome. Are you kidding me?
That
I'd
would
love
be.
to do that.
That would rock. That would rock. Also, if you didn't catch the front, come over and check out that new page I've got, the new group. American Truckers Casting Call. American Truckers Casting Call. Because any videos that you post to that group go into a pool of videos that I will use for a new interactive trucking vlog on YouTube. So, and I plug everybody's channel anytime I use a clip. So be sure to check out that group as well.
I'm going to. My followers that do listen to me, my Facebook page has been taken down. I'm trying to get a more professional setup. I did have a personal page like you know, but I had no idea what I was doing. I'm going to be honest with you. How to, put the Facebook up and all the Instagram. I'm redoing everything, but I still have the YouTube channel, obviously. But it's going to be a while. I'm going to have everything done, more professional and all these things because people tend to like what I'm doing. It's awesome, and so the Florida couple, the truckers, you, and another channel, 2 or 3 channels encouraged me to continue to do it, and I appreciate that. You've been so supportive and positive from the beginning, and I appreciate that. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. YouTube, social media is a work in progress. There's so much to learn. I mean, even as far as the algorithm goes, the keywords, things that change all the time, there's so much to learn to become a YouTuber. People have no idea. You have to wear so many hats as a YouTuber.
Yeah, it is. And I just dived into it, and I was like, okay, I got to be more vocal on this particular video, or some of the music videos or advice videos, they got to set up different or what have you. But I'm getting there. I'm trying. I'm getting there. So,
that's awesome.
But
so,
I love your positive energy, and you going around, you and Sadie doing all that stuff for the truckers is absolutely, it's awesome.
Thank
I
you
mean,
so
you
much.
don't, it don't happen these days. You know.
I know, right? We had so many surprise looks. Like, are you guys serious? Is there a catch? Like, what is this? But it's about time. It's about time somebody appreciate our drivers. So we felt like it was our mission to show that appreciation. But for those of those, Echo, Jake, Mike, work with me. I'm getting this echo thing. So for those that aren't familiar with expediting freight, the expediting business, how does that differ from ordinary, like, owner op, lease purchase? Like, where does that fit in the trucking industry?
In the industry, what it is, the expediting area, for example, it's an emergency backup to you big trucks. For example, if you have a semi-tractor trailer load of Ford, General Motors, or Chrysler plants going there in Missouri, and they have 3 or 4 damaged pallets or damaged engine block on an assembly line, we back up and come in and pick those things up and get it running. When obviously everything is up in the air now because of COVID stuff. Mm-hmm. But that's primarily what we do is automotive, miscellaneous backup parts for coal mining equipment, electrical companies all over the U.S., just all military, DOD loads, backup. When they need it now, we got to be there. We don't have a time set for, like now. I did night running last night. Now I had to force myself to do day sleep. That's hard. But I'm in Texas now. I'm transferring some fabric for the mask that they're making to Arizona, to Honeywell, and so those kind of things. It's a spur of the moment. Call in. We got to have it now. Picked up now. Get it there. And what we're using mainly in expediting is semi-bobtail stretched frames with a double axle on the back for faster loading and unloading. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Definitely. So it's like a semi-truck, but it's a straight truck type of thing with a big sleeper,
yes,
right?
Yes, ma'am. Matter of fact, Shawn, I spoke to Shawn a couple of times before. I don't know if he remembers, but I was looking at the... There you go, man. Hey, what's up, man?
How you been?
Oh, man, it's a lot of changes.
The FedEx straight truck.
Yeah, it was XPO, but I don't know, the larger companies, they love teaming a lot. A lot of teams are preferred in that expediting area. But as far as solo doing this in expediting, you've got to really know what you're doing. I love it because it's challenging. You got to know what city to go to when you get unloaded. It's like a chess game. You've got to be ready for your next load offer. You got to be in the metropolitan area, like Atlanta, Dallas, the larger cities, just to get on the board and get ready because it could come at any time, And if you get a load out, for example, solo past Texas to California, you're going to be sitting there a week, 3 days, 4 days, and a lot of newcomers don't know that, and that's why I put that up on my channel, because there's just a lot of things that newcomers have got to know before you even, consider you want to do this for a living. I've been doing it for a long time, and I love it. Mm-hmm. And it's just, it fits me as a person. Everybody's lifestyle is different. Everybody's trucking persona is different, what they want to do in life. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And with my fast-paced personality, this is me. I'm a fast-paced guy. Let's go. Mm-hmm. But, definitely. I love it. But Shawn mentioned about, buying cheap, and it's a great idea. Matter of fact, the one I'm in now is a solid blue '06 Freightliner Columbia. Awesome truck. Everything's been done except for the engine's has not been rebuilt. And I'm in the process of communicating with the owner to buy this. So finally, guys, maybe I'll become owner op this year. I hope. It's exciting for me. So.
That would be awesome. That would be so awesome. So right now you said you're working for somebody, or you're trying to pay this off like a loose purchase or option to buy?
It's going to be down payment money and truck payment directly to the owner. It's a contractor for a expedite company out of Nashville. They're great people. It's a smaller company. But like you said, being a solo expedite experienced driver, in smaller companies, you got to know what you're doing. And just in general, as a solo expediter, they got 3 levels. They got tractor trailers and expediting too, but they don't use them as much. You know what I mean? And they got the cargo vans and sprinter vans. Those are for people that used to have a CDL or retired, and they still like the lifestyle over the road. I got quite a good friends that are sprinter drivers, and they make a good living in it. You make a really good living if you know what you're doing. You get on with the I don't want to say there's good or bad carriers. You just got to have the right fit with the carrier, the owner, or if you're the owner op starting. There's a lot of sprinter van owners that own their own vans and upgraded to a straight truck van. They also semis, and it's just a very unpredictable type of field in expediting, and a lot of people don't expect that, and then a lot of drivers get frustrated when you're sitting 2 or 3 days, and I understand that perfectly. The rates are insane. And I'll give you an example. When I was in L.A. picking up at a dock, XPO cross dock, going to New York, all the way cross country, teaming at the time. Just to give you an example of what happens, there was 5 pallets picking up this emergency load for a printing company in New York City. And so what happened was, just to give you an example of what does happen. It's 5 pallets, right? Okay? You got 5 pallets, you got 5 cargo vans coming in, 1 pallet per van, that showed up out of the blue and took our load away. And just, I just happened to go in there in a professional manner and ask, but how, I got it out of them how much they were paying per mile for this, and you will not believe what it's way below 40 cents a mile. That's no lie.
Oh wow!
And that's what, yeah, and it's the low rates are killing expediting too. But our company, I'm very thankful that we were able to renegotiate some contracts and keep us running at our full rate capacity. Mm-hmm. So we got lucky. And, right now, there's a few top running trucks of the company. I'm one of them. And so, it's really sad to see people that has been owner ops for a long time and lose their business and things of that nature. There's not many truckers in my family. Just me and my younger brother. He's a tanker, drives for Keenan Fuel. And, we're both Army vets and all those things. So, I just, I thought it was important to do something like you were, Brittany. You actually, when she's getting information that people need to know, maybe I could do the same thing in expediting, and that's why I started it. And I met that poor lady, and that really what started it. I said, people need to know. So there you go.
They do. How else are they going to know? I mean, a lot of us are clueless. Like I said, when I got into the trucking industry, I thought double clutching was 2 clutch pedals. I literally did. I was so naive.
Yeah. There's just so many things you got to learn, and the big money, most of the time, it doesn't come at first. It just doesn't. It takes time to get there. Experience, like you just mentioned before, of that lady you were talking. I can't pronounce her name. Sheremore? Is that? I'm sorry if I
Sheree.
pronounced it wrong.
I think it's pronounced Sheree. I keep saying Sheree, but
Yeah,
Sheree,
yeah.
I think is. Yeah.
And you were speaking about get your experience, get your miles, get your on the road experience. You got to have that.
Mhm.
You go into these large cities, semi straight truck or tractor trailer semi in and out of these docks. It's insane how tight they are. You know that. Y'all know that.
Mhm.
And you get a newcomer that's coming in and it's stressed out. Maybe something's going on between in their family or between the owner that they're driving for, plus on top of it, learning how to drive a commercial vehicle. That's pretty stressful.
Mhm.
And yeah, you do awesome, Brittany. I absolutely love your channel. And I love
Thank
your
you so
personality. And Shawn, you're awesome, brother. You're giving people, yeah, man, you're giving the advice and needed. This truck here, man. Oh man, I don't even know what if I can say how much it's going to buy. You ain't gonna believe it when I'm going to offer. I'm going to get it appraised first before I make an offer. Obviously, at Freightliner. But you never know, guys. This could be this year. I hope when everything's back on track. It's going to take a minute, but we're going to get back there as a country. I'm going to tell you that right now because the resilience of the American people and how hard we work, workers in this country. This COVID-19 ain't bleep. I just say bleep. Oh yeah, I won't cuss on your. But this, the resilience of us, especially the trucking industry, the backbone of this country, and what could happen if it totally did come to a dead stop. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Food, fuel, list goes on and on. You know what I'm talking about. But what I see in the truckers continuing to work through this COVID mess, my hat's off to y'all. Everybody out here still working. It's just props to you.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I completely agree. We are resilient as a country. And truck drivers, we've been through it all. And we're not stopping that easily. So we will weather this one way or another.
But I got to meet up with you. I want to see that pink semi. That's cool looking.
It is.
I want to see that thing. That's cool looking in person.
I know. We're going to have to meet up.
That's a good cause.
Are you on CDL Life?
That's actually a good cause.
Are you on CDL Life, the app?
I am. Yes, ma'am. I just got on there because when I took the Facebook down, I'm having somebody else to redo it professionally. I said, I still have to have some sort of platform. And so I went to CDL Life app and put things up there and started trying to expand my channel a little bit, and get familiar with people on there and talk and,
Yeah, definitely. Send me a friend request.
It's a different field. A lot of truckers get confused about it sometimes, and that's where I come in. I'll explain it to you.
Well, I was going to tell you, if you friend me on CDL Life, I have a map to where you can see where all of your friends are at. So you can actually see where I'm at any given time on CDL Life. So be sure to friend me over there.
Cool. I will do that, Brittany.
Awesome. It is so good to hear from you.
Well, thank you for having me on, and hopefully, I'm entertaining everybody the right way, and they like all the material. I mean, it's just something new I wanted to do on YouTube. That's all.
Definitely.
That's
Go
a
check
different
him out,
kind
guys.
of trucking channel. That's my slogan. A different kind of trucking channel.
A different kind of trucking channel. I love it. Expediting Land. It's so good to hear from you.
Thank you, Brittany, for having me on. Y'all behave.
We'll try.
Have a good one, man.
Okay. See you.
Expediting Land. He is a hoot. I've never talked to him on the phone. I've chatted with him on Facebook and watched a lot of his videos. But looks like we have another caller. Do you still have time, Shawn, to take another call?
Yeah, I'm parked for the night. I'm good.
Okay, let's take another caller.
This live from
Jacinda.
This is Jacinda. Is this Jacinda Lady Truck'n?
Yeah, it is. Hello.
Oh my God. I've never talked to you on the phone either. This is great. How are you doing?
How are you? I was looking through Facebook. I said, I'm gonna call.
Oh my God. Awesome. So what's going on tonight?
How are you? I'm looking at your pretty face on Facebook. You go, girl.
Thank you. I'm blushing now.
I said, oh, let me call her.
Oh, that is so awesome. So how are you doing? I absolutely love your videos, by the way. You are so encouraging.
Oh, thanks, Mama. I'm just sharing what I love. Everything's good, kicking ass, setting the way for us lady truckers out here in car hauling.
Absolutely. How's car hauling doing right now?
Oh my gosh, it's good. It's been consistent. We've been filling loads, so not quite as many exotics, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. A few more common cars, like I drive too. But it's been good. We can't complain. I'm still rolling.
Awesome. How long have you been with this company?
I've been with Flycar. It's going on 1.5 years now. Gone by so fast.
I know. Oh my God, I've been with RTI over 1 year already.
Remember when I met you at Ladies' Day out there?
You did? Wait.
I met you in person, yeah. I was out there with camera when you guys did the filming that day. We were in the dance video.
I don't remember meeting you. Oh my God.
Yeah, I came out there. Tamara and Todd were still there. And I still have the shirt from RTI for Women's Day. And we did that funny, silly video in the little room. That's how I met the nice lady from CDL Live.
Oh my God, yeah, Sadie. That is awesome.
Okay.
That is awesome.
But, I'm proud of you. I just thought to say I see you. I think you're kicking butt, and I admire your example you're setting and the way you're rolling. It's nice. I enjoy watching you.
Thank you so much. That means a lot to me. It really does. It really does.
So cute, though. And good job.
Thank you. So, what are your plans for the future? Are you planning on do you even have, I have to ask, do you have a YouTube channel?
I do. I do have a YouTube channel, and I've tried growing it. Just with what I do, it's hard for me to record. A 2-hour load took me 4 hours filming the whole load. It's a lot. Oh, so wow. I actually hired a cameraman that's coming out in June to ride with me for a week.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
What's the name of your YouTube channel?
I'm Jacinda Lady Truck'n.
Can you spell that?
Is this still Trucker Shawn? I saw your picture up there.
Yes, it is.
Jacinda
okay, hello.
Lady
Nice
Truck'n.
to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Oh, yeah, there you
Jacinda,
are.
which is my name, Lady Truck'n.
Let me see if I can get that on the screen for you guys. Display capture. Let's try this. You guys can see what I'm looking at. Jacinda Lady Truck'n. There it is.
I like it. It's just a lot. Like doing the videos, and then I was staying up, 2, 3, 4 hours extra at night when I should be sleeping, editing. It was a lot for me.
Mm-hmm. I can imagine. Some days are exhausting. There's a lot to do that people don't realize as a YouTuber.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work.
Cut, grow, edit, pow. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got to make a pow, boom. Yeah, it's a lot.
Mm-hmm. It definitely is. Yeah, I see all your videos on Facebook. I wasn't sure if you had a YouTube channel, so that is awesome.
It's I personally would rather just pay someone to do it, if that makes sense, than the footage and have someone do it, because it's too much for me.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
And with all the hands-on stuff that I do, the loading and unloading, it's difficult for me to do all of it. Maybe not for everyone, but for me it is.
Just picked up 1 subscriber here, so.
I saw you. Thank you.
No problem.
But I appreciate it. But I'm trying. But I thought, you know what? I'll just have someone else put all that work in for me, so I can just continue, with what I'm doing. Because I had a GoPro, my phone, my iPad. It was a lot. It was more stressful than what it was worth at the time.
I can imagine. I can imagine. There's been times I've outsourced like my editing and everything else. And I know I've got a small army of moderators that are helping me at this point. It takes a lot. It really does.
Mm-hmm. I've done a lot of stuff along the way on my own, but you reach a point where you have to get help because it's just too much. And to still perform, your job, it's a lot sometimes.
Definitely. I think with any company, whether it's a trucking company or YouTube or whatever it is, you get to the point where you have to outsource. You have to delegate. I mean, otherwise you're not going to be able to do it,
No.
I had my 10-year-old daughter help me in figuring out how to work that editing software. So anyone can get it done, girl.
I took to the Leap. I really liked that one. It was simple enough, but still nice enough.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not shouting them out or anything like that.
You said Video Leap?
But video, yeah, I do like Video Leap.
That's what I use as well.
Yeah, and there's quite a bit of music because I was using iMovie, and a lot of it starts to sound the same because I'm familiar with it.
Got you.
So, go ahead. I'm sorry. There's like a delay. That's why I keep cutting you off. It's not intentional.
Oh, you're good. You said it's called Video Leaf?
Say it again, please.
Video Leaf. Is that what it's called?
Leap. Video Leap.
Leap.
Yeah.
Leap. Got
Leap.
you.
Leap.
Oh, Video Leap.
But
okay.
I do like that one. And I Google music like I Google quotes, like whatever emotion I'm feeling at that moment. Literally, if I think badass, I'll put badass in the music and see what comes up. That's all.
That is so awesome.
I might have to have you pick up my car in Atlanta.
Or if I'm feeling like feisty, I'll just Google. Find me a song that's badass. Okay.
That is
but
awesome.
I do like that one. And I feel, I have the content. I meet a lot of people, a lot of cool cars, and I'm literally many, many places. I came all the way from the West Coast to the East Coast in 6 days this week.
Oh, wow.
I did, 3,500 miles with 5 stops. I went from Sacramento to Boise to Salt Lake to Louisville to Richfield, Ohio to Carlisle, Massachusetts, Connecticut, and I was in Kings Park in a week.
So that's 5 deliveries across country?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. You must have been hauling AWS.
Our trailers hold 6 cars, so it's a constant drop-off pickup. Literally, I was going from Salt Lake City to Richfield, and it's like, oh, I threw a pickup on you in Louisville. Oh, shit. Okay, real shortcut. You know what I mean? No, that was a big one.
Oh, wow. So do you like that fast-paced lifestyle with the car hauling?
Number one, it's all I know, Brittany, because if you remember, this is the only over-the-road job I've had. Number one.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, I kind of set my own schedule, if that makes sense. Meaning, I call a day or two ahead and give them a window of time, and it's usually like a 2-hour window. Brittany, I'll be to you on Thursday between 2 and 4. Okay? Okay, thank you. See you then. I'll call you an hour away. So there's a lot of flexibility. I move quick. You see I do a lot of extracurriculars, but I still move quick on road.
Okay, that's awesome. I wasn't sure how long you've been in the trucking industry or anything like that. So that's awesome. It sounds like a pretty good fit for you.
It's a good time. I've only been trucking 6 years, but I came from trucking. My mom, I'm a 3rd-generation female driver in my family.
Oh, wow.
And and then, my dad drove my grandpa, but I'm the 3rd female. And, I did all the different logistics. I was a FedEx courier for 12 years, and I did limos and buses and party buses, Uber, Lyft, you name it.
Wow, that is super
and
cool.
And then went into trucking. And the neat thing, the most honoring thing about all of this to me is Flycar found me through social media and invited me to join their team, even without any car hauling experience.
That is so cool.
So me, I'm a do or die. All they knew was from social media. Okay, a face. I came in and I'm like, okay, I'm here to do this.
That is so awesome. So you were doing videos on social media and that's where they found you?
Correct. Yes.
That is so cool.
And, I was comfortable, not where I wanted to be, but I was comfortable with doing different things. I worked for a temp agency for 2 years, a trucking agency. And that's how I gained a lot of my experience in search of what I wanted to do, even though I'd never hauled cars before. With everything that we do out there, you still want to keep the bang. And when Flycar came along, I YouTubed it and I said, oh, shit, this is huge. Okay, can do this.
That is awesome. I am so jealous of those sleepers. You guys have the nicest sleepers out there.
It is nice. And I'll be the first mofo to admit I'm spoiled. If you don't know, you don't know. But once you know, it's hard to go back.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense. I was comfortable before it. That's all I knew.
So do you run local before that?
I did. I was local, and then when was it? 2015. I was all local, and then when I went to the temp agency, I did my first overnight run through the temp agency, and I had never drove a sleeper. I was so green, I didn't even know how to keep the truck idling. I would wake up sweating and turn it back on. That's how raw I was. I had no idea about that stuff.
Wow.
And I just kept pursuing it, and I was hauling compressed oxygen prior to Flycar. I had a 3-day dedicated for a medical company. So I would haul this, the cylinders, the small, all shape size cylinders from Phoenix to Denver. I thought I was doing big shit with a 3-night day.
That's awesome.
And I joke, I'm like, wow, I was like kindergarten trucking. Came to Flycar College. Go, girl. Damn.
I know, right? You get out here and do some of these other things. It's like, oh my God, there's so much more.
I'm here. And it was an interesting experience because it took about a year for me to actually gain, almost, I want to say, the title and the acceptance of being a car hauler there, if that makes sense. I was like the new kid on the team.
I can understand that. I still even notice, when I first got onto CDL Life app, I had so many people saying, get off of here. You have no business here. You're too green. You haven't been in the trucking industry long enough. And I'm like, guys, do you know I have been out here 8.5 years? What are you talking about? And I kind of had to work my way into the CDL Life culture because a lot of them didn't know me and they just assumed I don't know, maybe it was my bubbly personality or something like that, but they just assumed I was
cute,
totally
and you're
green.
Always done. There's a stigma, and of people, you're not the normal looking driver, whatever that means. I don't appreciate that comment, but and so people are not used to it.
I think you're right. I think you're right.
Women, and to me, the example I like to use is, we don't know what that person did who's the bank teller right now. They're dressed up nice. We respect what they're doing now. And I wish people could see that in trucking. Everyone is different, and I respect that. But there's some of us who take time to present ourselves in the most confident, comfortable way every day. Different for everybody.
Absolutely. Yeah, I've gotten snubbed by so many female drivers because I have my makeup on or I dress nice. And it's like, I'm not judging you. They don't have their makeup on, and that's fine.
Yeah, it takes 10 minutes, and that's what I've said. People, whatever it is, makeup or moisturizer or just splash of water, whatever makes you feel good to present yourself, I respect that. Everybody's different.
Absolutely. That's what makes the world go around. The faster people realize that, the happier they will be.
Shit, I like to get out of the truck and be like, no! That's my thing.
That is so awesome. Oh my God, I would have a blast hanging out with you for a shift.
A little bit. Come on. Hey, I can promise a good time. If there's not many things I'll promise you, but I can promise you a good time.
That is so awesome. It's so good to hear from you. I was so excited.
I saw you. I said, I'm calling her. I'm going to send you my phone number, because I want to chat with you. The messaging is not enough sometimes.
Yes, definitely do that. I'm back over the road tomorrow, so I will have a lot of talk time.
Okay, perfect. Because I know we both talk a lot. I'm like, okay, it's your turn. You got 10 minutes, and then I'll take a turn, okay?
Sounds good. We'll set the alarm. We'll have like one of those.
Yeah, because I know we're both used to talking and being the talker. So yeah, okay, go. It's your turn.
That was awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, send me that. Send me your number over, and we'll get together this week. That would rock. That would rock.
Ready? 555-5555. Did you guys all get that?
I was like, is she literally going to do this live?
I know you thought that. No.
There's a reason, y'all, we have a 1-800 number. Oh, God, I wouldn't sleep.
Yeah, call me. Where are you based out of? I'm not even sure.
I am out of Kansas City, Kansas.
Kansas City, Kansas. Because I go through there. I know you're out. And are you a committed or dedicated area, or are you all over?
Technically speaking, I'm all over. But I've been helping a dedicated account that runs like surrounding states like Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri, Nebraska, Kansas. So I kind of float around the Midwest most of the time.
Okay. Because obviously I come through there often, going back and forth. But I'd love to make a point to meet up with you.
We have to do that. That would be so awesome. I have a lot of stops that I do along I-70, so that would be perfect.
Okay. And that's a nice thing. I drop low when I can, unless I'm going for a purpose,
Mm-hmm.
But, I was running the 90 and the 80 this week, especially like when I came out of Salt Lake. They wanted me to go up to the 90 across. I'm like, I did that I came out of Montana and I did that. And that was like one of the most boring runs up there. Like, not anything up there.
No, there isn't.
Is Shawn still there?
Yep, I'm still here.
Well, go ahead. Brittany and I will give you 2 minutes. Go.
Go.
I'll just let y'all talk. Y'all getting it.
You're surrounded by women. You're in trouble.
I've been married for 12 years. I know damn well you do not interrupt a woman when they're talking. Come on now.
Oh, winning. You just moved right to the top of my list. Thank you. Oh. Look at Brittany. So we don't ask Shawn if he wants to talk. We ask him if we can change numbers so he can listen.
Oh, God, that's so funny.
Oh, my goodness. Good times. How long do you run your show, Brittany? Just until given a lot of time?
So usually I run a couple of hours. I might cut tonight a little short because I've got to get an early start tomorrow. As far as I actually pick up my loads like an hour from here. So by the time I get ready, drive to RTI, get the truck, go an hour out to get the load, and then I'll be running to Arkansas tomorrow. So I have a feeling this will be a short night.
Well, are you going and just coming back tomorrow?
No, I'm actually going to be out Monday through Friday, and then I'll come back for the weekend to take a 34. That's one thing that I really like about this dedicated account that I'm doing is you run 5 days, come back, take a 34. So you're home every weekend. It's really, really nice.
I remember those days. But I chose this. Like, Literally, Brittany, I raised my kids. As you know, I have a daughter who's 22 and my son is 19. I'm 41.
Oh, wow. I didn't know.
Yeah. That's some grown lady shit right there. That's grown lady trucking.
We're not too far off in age.
And so after my kids went to college, and one is in nursing school, my son's in the Air Force Academy, and I sold my house. So I've lived in my truck full time.
Wow.
That's the way to do it, man. In 10 years, you can retire.
So I just kept like the keepsakes or whatever, but I live in the truck, and I just plan my home time around events. I don't like to be home that much anymore. I'll be honest. Once you get wheels on your ass like this, you don't like to stay anywhere too long. She laughs.
I gotta say, if I had a sleeper like yours, I probably wouldn't either. So,
it's
awesome.
honestly completely sufficient. The only thing that's missing is a washer and dryer. That's it.
Wow. So I have to ask, like, how easy is it to learn to back in those things?
It took about a week to get comfortable because it's pretty big. You know, the sleeper is a 120. I think the wheelbase is 285, and then the 53-foot trailer.
Wow.
So I'm right around 80-some foot long altogether. And it took a little bit. Now I'm comfortable. I never want to say confident because that sounds arrogant, because I still, I don't just throw it in there every time. But I've definitely learned to maneuver it. Like yesterday, I was up in Westport, Connecticut on Little Road. And, we go in neighborhoods, businesses, places a lot of the time. I'm like, what the freak am I doing here? And how am I getting out?
Mm-hmm. I could imagine.
And,
that is the reason I sold my stretch 359.
But I have to say, we have a couple Peterbilts, but with the Kenworth, the turning radius is pretty good. Like, it's big enough. We have a 144, and there's somebody, I think, with the 156, and that's just too much for what we do. And I have no problem taking 3 or 4 lanes, whatever. As long as if I make the turn safely, then that's what matters.
There you go.
So, and listen, I'm always ready. If somebody wants to talk shit to me, you know what I say? Here, you do it. I'm ready all the time.
Exactly. Sometimes they got to move out of your way. Like, we're a big truck. Yes. We can't turn on a dime.
And they do. And a lot of times they're more gawking at the situation. And once I make the turn and they see it's a girl, it's like, thumbs up. I'm like, that's what's up. That's right.
That is so awesome.
Some other funny things I get, even just yesterday, when I call the customers, they still say, well, will you let the driver know? Yes, I'll let him know. Okay, thank you. And then I show up and you should see their faces. Yeah.
That is hilarious. Yeah, it just goes right over their heads, doesn't it?
It's funny. Yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry. It's okay. Now you know. Don't assume.
No kidding. I'll get that a lot with the pink truck. I'll show up and they're like, oh, you drive this, the pink truck? It's like, yeah, that's me.
Yeah. How is the pink truck? Every time I see a pink truck, that's what I would message you. Like, wait.
Oh my God. I love it so much. And the Volvo has so much space compared to some of the others. Like the Freightliner's nice. Cascadia, don't get me wrong. It's like more economical all around. Repairs are cheaper, etc. But I really like the Volvo. It has a nice studio sleeper, bigger fridge, a lot more storage space in the back. So I really like it.
And a lot of stand-up room, right? There's a lot of overhead clearance. Like,
it does. It does. I was going to say it's an automatic too. So, if you want to get up and dance, you can get up and dance right between the seats.
Oh, yeah. Get up and grab a snack. Yeah. Oh.
Mm-hmm. Gotta have
Real
that
fast.
space.
Real fast. I'm gonna make a point. I'm gonna send you my number so we have phone numbers, and everyone else can call me at that other number I left with you. That's a joke.
I wonder how many people
remember,
are actually going to call that number.
555-5555.
That's right, listener, on the hotline. I hear you.
I will not make a Swift joke. Swift, I love you guys. You guys rock. Love Swift drivers. I do. I promise. I just give you a little crap sometimes.
Oh.
I really do.
Oh, my goodness.
Shawn, what is your story?
In which aspect?
Whatever one you want to give me, because I don't know anything about you.
I'm 30. I own 33 trucks.
33 now?
Yes, 33 trucks. And been married 12 years to my beautiful wife, have 4 wonderful children, and I work way too damn much.
Very nice. That's admirable.
Thank
All
you.
of it.
Awesome. Last I heard, he had 22 trucks.
Good for you.
Yeah,
Brittany,
wife
have you
and
been
me
married?
just celebrated 12 years last week.
Very nice.
That is awesome.
Brittany, were you
I was
married
on the
before?
We're actually, me and Jordan are not married yet, but we're trying to wait till things slow down a little bit so that we can clear some time. We both work so much. He's a YouTuber as well, so he stays
That's
busy.
a good man right there.
Oh my God, he is so amazing. You guys may have seen those pictures. I posted some pictures the other day. He surprised me with a candlelit bath, like all ready to go for me at the end of the day. He's like, here, I know it's been a long day. There you go. I'll fix dinner. I'm like, oh my God, this guy is so amazing.
Wow.
Yes.
If he ain't your best friend, he ain't the right one.
Absolutely.
There you go.
So true.
Well, mine's out there somewhere, I believe. I'm a hopeless romantic. Oh.
You'll find somebody out there. You're a
I'm going to
sweetheart.
find one with nothing so I can just bring them on my truck with me.
Exactly.
I'll
there
go
you
for
go.
it. Sad part is I'm
Like,
easier than my wife is, so.
Shawn,
Yeah.
you got any friends? Oh.
Do I have any friends? Not many anymore since I had kids. It's like once you have kids, see, my wife and me, we had our first when we were 18.
Yep.
So everybody decided that partying with a baby wasn't a good idea, or at least I thought so. So some of the friends we both had just didn't fit with that kind of upbringing of a child. So we just stuck to ourselves, focused on the future, and if we had friends that stuck around, so be it.
How did you meet your wife,
I'm proud of
Shawn?
you. That's awesome.
How'd you guys
That's really
meet?
awesome.
What?
How did you meet your wife? Like, how did you two meet?
I was at church, and I was going for the men's meeting that night. My wife, or Brittany at the time, my wife's name is Brittany as well.
Oh, wow.
She had just gotten off. She worked at the daycare there at the church, and she had just gotten a car, which was a manual, that she didn't really know how to drive very well. And I'm walking up to the men's meeting, and all of a sudden I hear a car just redline. She dropped the clutch and knocked me on my ass.
Wow. Literally.
Yep. So the first words I ever said to my wife was, "Where the fuck did you learn how to drive?" And right after that, after the men's meeting, we ended up going to Publix, got a sub, and just talked. And then that night she called me because there was a spider she had trapped underneath of a bowl, and I went there in the morning to remove it.
Did you ever really leave? Can you tell the truth? Oh.
Yes, I went back to
Tell
my
all.
house.
Tell
Okay.
all.
And
You can't go back if you
what
never
you mean?
left, Shawn. Oh.
Listen, I'm a classy broad, all right?
I've had that happen. Can I come back? You haven't left yet.
At first, I didn't believe there was really a spider. And then I showed up. There was actually a spider. So
Okay.
it's like, all right. All right, this wasn't just a ploy.
It's a good story. We're just adding color to it.
But no, ever since then, we never stopped hanging out. And about a year and a half later, we're in my room playing Guitar Hero. That should show our age. But we're playing Guitar Hero, and I asked her if she would like to spend the rest of her life with me. She said yes,
Wow.
and I gave her a ring.
Oh my God,
That's
that's
beautiful.
so sweet.
And my mom was pissed.
Oh my gosh.
Why?
Oh yeah, she didn't even come to the wedding.
Why?
Why?
Oh my God.
She's that type. I mean, she dipped out on me
Because
when I was
Brittany took her
5.
place? Because Brittany took her place?
Listen, my mom really wasn't really a mom in the first place. She left when we were 5. So by the time I had met her, it's because she sent a postcard. And I ended up driving from Maryland to Florida, hoping she was still at that address. So first thing my mom ever said to me was, "What the fuck do you want?" I said, "I'm your son." And she was like, "Oh, how'd you find me?" So
Wow.
I really didn't mind with her disagreeing.
Yeah, I would have left that bleep behind too. Bye. Bye, Felicia.
But me being young and dumb, I just wanted to get to know her. So I never left and ended up renting a place by there. And then she ended up moving in with me because her husband couldn't provide. So me at 16, I was having to provide for my mom again.
Isn't that interesting that there's just an innate connection to our mothers regardless of what connection or what role that they played?
Exactly.
Actually, I'll just say it is whack, but it is what it is.
It took me till probably my mid-20s to stop looking for my mother's approval because I finally realized it really doesn't matter because she wasn't there for the moments when I actually needed her. And I figured it out on my own this far, so might as well keep doing that.
And if she fits, good. If not, keep going, right?
Oh, exactly. Like, my kids aren't allowed to go stay at her house or anything like that, and she understands why. It's because I honestly don't trust her, so
well, yeah, and
she'll
that's
have to live
earned.
with the rest of her life.
Those things are earned. They're not given.
So true.
Definitely.
So true.
I have this saying, like, for my situation with my mom, I had to conclude it with, I'm assuming she did the best she could, even though her best is not my best. Does that make sense?
Right.
And then, you know, like with my kids, when people say, how did you do it? I didn't know what to do, but I knew what not to do, and it worked.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Like me,
So,
the whole like loving thing. Like I honestly didn't really know what love was until I met my wife. Until I realized like I cannot I love this woman to death, and I don't want anything ever to happen to her, and I want to spend the rest of my life with her. That was the moment I realized what love was. That, and then when my first kid, my daughter, was born.
yeah, that's unconditional.
Yep.
How old are your kids, Shawn? I might have missed that part.
11, 10, 4, and 3.
Wow, very nice. Having kids is really the best. But I'll be honest, when I meet people and I ask them, do you have kids? No, I'll straight up tell them, well, don't worry about it. It's overrated. If you have them, cool. If you don't, it's not that big of a deal.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love being a dad.
Well, I do too, but it is nice when it ends. I'll tell you that. I loved it all. But it is nice when it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I have one kid who is on the spectrum, and he does have behavioral issues, and that is like the most trying I've ever had in my life, to the point where it's like, oh my God, this kid, to the point where I have to walk away instead of just keep talking because I know it's not getting through, and I'll just get angry. And I'll walk away, calm down, then try and have a rational conversation with him. And he doesn't even remember what we were arguing about in the first place anyway. So it's pointless. And just patience. That's the biggest thing I had to learn, was patience. Because before that, I never had really been around kids. I didn't know how it was to be with kids. So I had to figure that out on my own. And my wife was the biggest help in the world, because she has a CDA for child daycare, and just you're like, yeah, you can't talk like that around a kid, or you can't joke like that around a kid. It's like, that's what my dad did. Well, that's because you didn't have a woman around. Oh, okay.
I always told my kids there's a time and place for everything. We had a good time. They knew the look. I was kind of like, I feel like I caught the tail end of the old school parenting. And on a joking note, like my daughter, I told you she's going to be 22. She'll tell her friends, oh yeah, I got beat, but it made me a stronger person.
Exactly. And then see, my wife had to explain to me, you can't do that nowadays.
No, I'm telling you, I was like the old school Mexican mom. The spoon, the shoe, the chancla. I didn't give a shit. I was whipping that ass with whatever I could get my hands on.
And mine was my grandma. She made us go cut our own switch off of the tree.
Yeah.
There's a willow tree outside. We had to go cut our own switch off to get our ass with.
I got whipped with a cord. I snuck out one night, and I came home, and my grandma was awake. I got whipped with the ironing cord, okay? I didn't say a goddamn thing. She said, lay down. I said, okay.
No, my dad used a metal chair one time, and I'll never forget that one. Woo.
Brittany, you hear this stuff? It's real.
I called the girl he brought home that night a different woman's name. I thought it was the same woman. Man, he was mad. I got beat with that metal chair there in the kitchen. I'm like, Dad, stop. He was like, go sleep in the basement. I don't want to see you.
And her name's Tina, fucker. Jeez. Oh.
Well, they looked the same because the man had a damn, like, he had a certain type. How was I supposed to know?
What was it? What type was it? Let's hear the description.
Blonde, well-endowed with skimpy dresses.
Ooh. Hold on. Let me get my ooh.
I never realized it until I got older. My dad was a player.
Yeah. Hey, Shawn. We all like that type. Good for your dad. Call him whatever you want. Oh.
Yeah, buddy. Then he finally settled down with a woman, and I was like, ha! I remember her name.
Yeah. I'm giving you a cheers, but you can't see right now. Cheers. I'm in a motel room tonight. Cheers to you guys.
Oh, nice.
I'm in my truck. I'm doing the first load since I just rebuilt the truck. So, all is well.
I just have to
say,
I love hotel room nights. They're so awesome.
How do I find you? How do we find you?
What?
How do we find you on social media? I know you subscribe. Yeah.
Oh, Instagram or just on YouTube. But if you want to contact me, mainly just on Instagram, Trucker Style Shawn.
Trucker Style Shawn, okay.
Yep.
And you can call me at 555-5555.
555-5555.
Or like, I'm Hispanic. They'll say like this, 555-5555. Why? Why?
That is hilarious.
623.
Do you have to, since it's long distance, I take it, do I have to dial the 1 first? Will data and roaming charges be applied?
Oh, that's when I hang up. Call you back on the Wi-Fi. Call you back on the Wi-Fi.
Oh, fun times.
Fun times. Call on the Wi-Fi. Save that data. That is awesome.
This is fun.
This is fun. So, how long are you staying at the hotel? It's always nice to have a hotel night.
Just tonight, I do have a hotel. I went on to Long Island last night. Our corporate office is in Kings Park, and I came to visit a friend out here who lives at Unknown. And you know how truckers do it. We come up, we get a room, we get drinks, we get and invite them over. You know how we do it.
Sounds like you're having an awesome time. That is great.
And he's not even here yet. Winning.
That is awesome. That is awesome. I love hotel nights. I do. They're
I'll
awesome.
be like, I swear to God, if the food gets here before you do, I'm going to go with the delivery guy.
Yes.
That's my evil laugh.
So true. So true.
Ready? Put it. Order up. Gotta go. Brittany, I'm gonna come join you guys more often.
You should. You should. You should be a regular. This would be great.
Man, I might have to have you pick my car up in Atlanta.
Yeah, you should. Hey, I got my
It
first
just got
10-day
done, so.
gig with the I'll come get your car. Believe me, we come to Atlanta. Where's it going?
I need it dropped off in Stewart, Florida.
Oh, that's the easy one. That's a common run. We do a lot of snowbirds, so we'll just throw that thing on and go.
Yeah, I needed maintenance done on it, and nobody around me specializes in that kind of a car, so I had to.
What kind of car is it? Can I ask?
It rhymes with Bavari.
Oh yeah. What style?
It's a F430.
Well, bring it on. I'll even back it on for you.
I had the poster on my wall, so I figured it was time. I needed to get it.
Mm-mm-mm.
And it's one of those times where my daughter told me Mama's going to kill you because she saw it after I paid for it, not beforehand. So
hey,
it was
there could
an
be worse
anniversary
habits.
gift to me.
To me, there could be worse habits. Believe me, I tell a lot of women that when I pick up and drop off cars. Hey, there could be worse things. Be glad it's a car.
I just got her a 2020 Suburban, so
Nice.
I knew I was gonna catch hell if I didn't get her a new car first.
Mhm.
So
That's
a
to
good
do
guy.
it.
That's a great guy. Thank you for doing that. That's awesome.
hell, before that, I was still driving my Honda Accord.
Oh wow. That's
Same
how
car
we
I
did it.
drove since I was in high school. So
Yeah, our first
Did you
new
do the
car
down?
broke,
was
don't fix it. So
ours was a BMW. Jordan.
You have a
we-
BMW?
Yes, it's my first BMW 535 XI series turbo. I love it. Oh my god, it was so awesome. Love the car. Love the car.
Very
But we got me the new car first, and then Jordan will be next.
That's awesome.
I mean, the Accord wasn't my only car. That's just my daily driver.
Mhm.
But I've had a few other play cars since then.
I just bought a 2020 Chevy Silverado Trail Boss at home. It sits there.
Very
It doesn't
nice.
go anywhere. It sits at the yard because I have a Venza at home. And after driving Carla, my truck, her name was Carla Kenworth, all the time, I'd go get in my Venza and I felt like a fly on the road. I'm like, yeah, this isn't working for me anymore.
Yeah, I got
So I went and bought
a
a
F-350 I used to haul the race cars for my daughter and me. And
What kind of race cars?
My daughter and me both do drifting.
Drifting. Okay, nice.
Yep, my daughter, she's the 11-year-old. She has a S14 240 SX, and I have a Mazda RX-8.
Ooh,
So we have fun.
that's awesome. Have you ever seen any junior Formula One racing?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so
I used
got the-
I used to race in Formula 3.
Okay, so I have, it was kind of neat. I picked up one. There's a guy in Dallas that refurbishes them or rebuilds them, and he has one of the originals. I can't remember the name of this racer. And they hired me for 10 days over Labor Day to pick up the cars in Dallas and take them up to Old Line and stay there the whole weekend and then take them back.
Nice.
I'm really excited to go into a different bubble. You know what I mean? I always bring people in my bubble, but I like going into other people's bubbles. Even though mine never runs out of flavor, but I'm just saying. Let me in your bubble.
The bubbles. That's where it's at. The bubbles.
Ooh.
You do sound bubblicious.
So I say, what's in your bubble? Let me get in there. Brittany.
Yes.
Are you just listening?
Am I what?
What are you doing? You got quiet.
I'm sitting here in a bubble. I'm between two bubbles.
Ooh. Is that a fruit stripe?
But I would love to drive some of those cars. Like, I love the idea of racing. I've never raced before, but I would love to. That would be so much fun. I've storm chased. I've been a firefighter, police officer.
Come
I'd
to
love to
Florida.
race.
If you want, you could take my car, my daughter's car. Hell, my daughter will probably take you on track with her if you want.
Oh my God, that would be amazing. We're going to have to go to Florida. I'm going to tell Jordan we're going to Florida.
What part of Florida?
I live in Stewart, but I normally race in Orlando or Palm Beach.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
We used to run in DeSoto, but this track got sold. And then last year I ran at Grid Life in Atlanta.
I've only been to Florida once a couple weeks ago. That's why I asked.
Yeah, I don't leave it.
It was beautiful there. I definitely want to go back there. I liked it there, even though it was quarantine. I had a delivery in Miami Beach on Collins Avenue.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Right down there on 107. Is it 198th or 178th Street in Collins?
Yep, that's off. What's it called? North Miami Beach.
I went past Trump Tower 1, Trump Tower 2. Like, it was pretty risky down there.
Oh, wow.
I broke down right in front of Trump Tower one time. I actually blew a radiator hose.
Oh, my God. And we're not supposed to be on that highway parked, right? I know you weren't there intentionally, but...
The cop was like, how long do you think it'll be before it's back up again? I was like, get me some duct tape and a bottle of water, and I will get it the hell out of here. I promise you.
Yes. I actually swapped down to the 2-car hauler to fit down there better. Like, my big truck could have fit, but it definitely made it easier. I went in the day cab in the 2-car hauler. And
I can imagine. It gets pretty tight down there.
Yeah.
We go
and
for cars and coffee down there every once in a while.
And I got to go to Naples, Bonita Springs, and Longboat Key. I went out there.
Nice.
So I got to go to the east side and then over to the west side and then up and out.
Nice.
It was neat. I liked it.
I would like to go down in the winter.
About 8 hours ago.
Do I?
Nice. I'm going to keep you in mind when I find you when I go to Florida. I'm like an invite myself over person, so I'm gonna call you.
Oh, bring it on. We can bonfire. My wife will cook dinner.
Perfect. That's what I always tell
Awesome.
people. I'll come visit you, but I spend the night, just so you know.
We're gonna have two
I got a
semi
guest
trucks
house.
rolling up, a pink one and a car hauler.
And I only say that because I sleep in my own truck, but I'll park in your yard.
I got a guest house, and I got about 25 trailers in the yard already, so it'll fit right in.
Brittany,
We gotta
sounds like
go.
a weekend woman.
We have to go. We gotta do this.
I'm gonna
Video
bring
it.
I'm gonna bring the delivery guy with me, and you and Jordan and Travis and his wife Brittany. Sounds like
Have
a
some
good
random
time.
delivery guy pops in the video. It's like, hey, I'm the delivery
Special
guy.
delivery. You're late.
I know. Yeah, I know.
Like, hey,
I
I'm
like
the
this
pizza
stuff.
guy. I forgot the pizza.
And then what's your number? She said 911. This is officer. Remember that song?
That is awesome.
I swear, he was just delivering the pizzas.
Yeah.
We are definitely
I'll
gonna
take
have
it.
to get together. Like, that would be so awesome. Definitely, Jacinda, definitely message me your number after we get off of here. By
Okay.
the way, we probably should get off of here. Unfortunately, I hate to cut it short, but I'm gonna have a really early morning tomorrow, starting back in the semi. So unfortunately, we're gonna have to wrap it up. But please message me your number. I'm serious. I want to
Okay.
talk to you this week, and we need to plan a load to Florida. Like, that would be awesome.
I will come find you.
Come find us.
Travis,
Get
it
on,
was nice
y'all.
meeting you. It was nice
It was
meeting
nice
you.
meeting you as well. And
Okay, bye,
hopefully none of my drivers break down while y'all are here.
guys. Oh, get out of here. We'll go too. Oh,
Okay, I'll hold
Yeah,
Shawn
buddy.
I'll hold Shawn on the line for a minute, and I will be
Okay.
talking to you this week, Jacinda. I'm so glad you called in.
okay.
That's
Bye, guys.
awesome.
Be safe.
See ya.
Yeah, have
Bye.
a good one.
That is so awesome. I have never talked to Jacinda before, and she is a hoot, just like she is on the video. She's a firecracker. It's awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to
I
watch some of her videos tonight.
know. Oh my god, I love her stuff. I'm following her on Facebook. Jacinda Lady Truck'n. It's where you can find her. She's got the best attitude. Like, I love her stuff. I did notice in the comments, somebody said earlier they were asking for you and how they can get a hold of you if they wanted to get a hold of you.
Easiest way is on Instagram, Trucker Style Shawn. Just DM me, and I normally check it at night, so I'll probably answer back to you that night.
Awesome. That works. You can find him on Instagram and also Trucker Style Shawn on YouTube. Definitely go check him out, guys. I'm sub to him. I love his videos. So thank you so much for joining tonight, Shawn.
Oh, anytime.
Okay, I will talk to you later.
Sounds good. Bye, y'all.
All right, bye. It's been an awesome show, guys. I am going to get my booty. Let's get some music. We got to get some music. You can't have an outro without music. You got to kick in the tunes. I love it. There you go. You feel the beat. Anyway, guys, it has been awesome. It's so great to hear from so many of you. Stay tuned for the new show times, and we will figure out how to keep this thing rolling. In the meantime, keep the dirty side down and the shiny side up. Love you guys.
You've been listening to Trucker Talk Live with Brittany Richardson. Be sure to follow her at American Truckers on YouTube and Brittany and Pink on Facebook. Until next time, be safe out there and keep it between the lines.